On today's episode of Why Hot Girls Pick the Medium Guys. We choose them for many reasons, but here are the reasons. They treat us like queens. They're not broke, not cheap. There's a difference. They are our number one fans, main supporters. We don't have to fight for attention because the attention's always on us. We don't want our boyfriends to take it away from us. They're always nice, they're always cute, like, hot guys are just for stories. Not for dating. Stories. It's too much work to date a really hot guy, like, not only are people looking at him and they're looking at you, but they're looking what to do with you guys. I can't. You're not only competing with girls looking at him or trying to get with him, you're competing with guys. As if I need that in my life. No, thank you. And did I say broke? He'll be at the bar waiting for you to get him a drink. Like, and to put lip gloss on him. No. On today's
a girl made a video talking about how you see attractive women with unattractive men, but you rarely see really attractive men with unattractive women. And it's a very simple answer. It's because attractive men have higher standards than attractive women. You rarely see a really attractive man with an unattractive woman, but usually when you do, it's something he has to gain from that woman, right? He usually down bad, and he just need her help until he can get himself back together. And once he do, he'll be back to dealing with the women that he really like. I done talked about this so many times. A lot of women who you look at and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous, she's so beautiful. You think that, but she don't think that. Some of the most beautiful girls I've ever met did not know that they were beautiful girls, right? Some of the lowest self-esteem I've ever seen in my life, and it had me so confused. And then I would come across girls who was less attractive, who had extreme high self-esteem. People get that confused. People think that your self-esteem is based off of how attractive you are, but truly it's within you. It doesn't have anything to do with your outward appearance. So that's another confusion, right? A lot of these girls, you look at them, you think that they're gorgeous, you think that they think the same thing you think, but they don't. And that's the reason why they choose the way they do, because they don't see themselves the way you see them. Top 1% men and top 1% women are totally different. When a man is a top 1% man, he utilizes his privilege. He accesses women he could have never had access to prior to being a 1% man, but not women. When a woman is a 1% woman, she still move like she regular. She still will be somewhere ending up with dudes who got multiple kids by multiple baby mamas. She'll still end up with ugly dudes. She'll still end up with bums and pookies and have babies for them. She don't move like a woman who looks the way she looks. So this is why you see these beautiful girls with ugly men, why you see these beautiful girls having babies for pookies, why you see these beautiful girls ending up with men who got all of these kids by these different women. Because women who are top 1%, it is rare that they truly recognize being a top 1% woman and move like that.
In fact, an average human being deserves the most, if they want the most.
And I just could not have said it better myself, because it just goes back to that other TikTok where the girl was like, I just don't understand like why guys keep marrying these average girls and blah, 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 blah. And us pretty girls, we have our lashes and our this and our that. But it just goes to show you that those average girls or plain Jane girls didn't base their value in lashes and hair and what they can adorn themselves with. Apparently, they placed their value in their self. They placed themselves on a pedestal enough to make a man commit to them. They're not just going to go for anything. So if you esteem yourself and tell yourself you're worth it, you're going to get in life what you deserve, right? If you don't believe you're worth it, then you're going to get just that. Exactly nothing, right?
3 reasons handsome guys wife up average looking girls. Let's get right into it. Number one, they believe that they are more likely to be loyal. They say there's a reacher and a settler in every single relationship, and if this girl thinks she's reaching, she thinks she's punching above her weight, she will be less inclined to cheat and less inclined to step out of the relationship. Number two, they are not as high maintenance. Now, everyone knows those pretty girls take hours and hours to get ready, and the handsome guy, he doesn't want to be dealing with that sort of stress. He doesn't want to be waiting hours and hours before they're meant to be going out on a date, and he also does not want to be spending thousands and thousands of pounds on beauty and makeup products. He just don't want to do it. And number three, they don't get an abundance of attention from every single guy that sees them. The handsome guy, he wants to be able to go out on a date with his girl without the waiter hitting on her while he's at the toilet. Guys find it very unattractive when every second man who walks past her on the street is hitting on her, especially when she's sat there encouraging it and she's not instantly shutting that shit down.
Alright, y'all. Here's the question. Why do men tend to marry more average looking women than 8, 9s, and 10s? Well, y'all, your girl got an answer for you. I did some research, so let's get into it. So the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology did a study. Men were asked to indicate what they preferred in a mate: physical attractiveness, earning potential, or personality traits. And as we know, chose physical attractiveness. The study paired them with their ideal type and allowed them to have a conversation. Unfortunately, after that conversation, most men lost interest. Psychotherapists from the study said this: men long term looking for qualities that make them feel comfortable and empowered, and the ability to trust their partner. There was more insecurity expressed when dealing with more beautiful women, the fear of losing them to other suitors. Men tend to select someone who seems like a more reasonable option and doesn't stretch them out of their comfort zone. It's an evolutionary thing. Men ended up liking the women they liked more as people than the women that were most attractive. Alright, y'all. Here's the question. Why do men tend to marry more average looking women than 8, 9s, and 10s? Well, y'all, your girl got an answer for you. I did some research, so let's get into it. So the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology did a study. Men were asked to indicate what they preferred in a mate: physical attractiveness, earning potential, or personality traits. And as we know, chose physical attractiveness. The study paired them with their ideal type and allowed them to have a conversation. Unfortunately, after that conversation, most men lost interest. Psychotherapists from the study said this: men long term looking for qualities that make them feel comfortable and empowered, and the ability to trust their partner. There was more insecurity expressed when dealing with more beautiful women, the fear of losing them to other suitors. Men tend to select someone who seems like a more reasonable option and doesn't stretch them out of their comfort zone. It's an evolutionary thing. Men ended up liking the women they liked more as people than the women that were most attractive. Alright, y'all.
Do you know why ugly women get the best men? It's been a secret for generations. It's only between the elders of the tribes. But I'm about to spill the tea, put you on, and give you the goods. And tell you why some of the women that you consider ugly often have the best men and are treated better than the pretty princesses and the BBL baddies. By the way, I'm Phyla, a life and relationship coach for successful, smart, professional women. Specializes in working with Black and brown women. Teach you how to prioritize your needs, take sacred care of yourself, and create healthy relationships. The reason why those women that you consider ugly or unattractive, or who don't fit the standard or societal ideals of beauty, often get the best men and get treated the best is because they have more to offer than looks. They have more to bring than just their bodies, and they have more to give than just their goodies. And even when a man thinks that he wants the pretty princesses and the BBL baddies, it's usually all based in ego, what he's been conditioned to believe about what is attractive in a woman, and what he thinks is going to make him be perceived as an alpha male when other men see him with his woman. But what often happens is that those same men who think that they want a certain type of woman choose the so-called ugly women to be their partners for life, to be the mothers of their children, and to be their wives. Because when they meet a woman who has something to offer more than just the physical, who has brains, who knows how to be a partner, who's kind and loving and caring, and who introduces him to having an experience with a woman that goes beyond the things he thought he valued, it can change his whole life. Because healthy relationships are built on more than just the physical attraction. They're built on more than just the outer appearance, and they're built on more than just sexual desire. So no matter what you look like, if you're a woman who wants to be in a relationship and who wants to have healthy partnership, learn how to actually engage a man instead of just entice him.
There are a lot of really attractive men who choose to date objectively unattractive women, and it's because unattractive women, and yes, I know beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but you know what I'm talking about. Unattractive women are less risky. Even if this man had a beautiful woman who was not a hoe, who was super loyal and faithful and was like, here's my phone code. Some men cannot handle it when a beautiful woman gets attention from other men. It makes them feel very insecure. It makes them worried that she's going to leave them. And so dating a woman who is less attractive is just more risk averse, and it feels more safe, and it makes these men feel like they have a leg up too, because a lot of them think, oh, well, this woman's never going to find better than me. I know that's kind of messed up to say, but that is the mentality, and I know that because I coach a lot of guys. Anyways, if you were wondering, now you know. Bye. There are a lot of really attractive men who choose to date objectively unattractive women, and it's because unattractive women, and yes, I know beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but you know what I'm
Good gal. Nice gal. Shape good gal. You ever wonder why your man left you for some not so pretty gal? Not so shape good gal? You ever wonder why? Let me tell you why. Because that girl where him left you for, she possess qualities where you don't have. Him see things in a she where you don't have. She very empathetic, she very warm. She know how to cook, she know how to wash, she know how to clean, she know how to make sure that the home is peaceful and quiet. For him when him come home. She know how to give him space. She know how to give him the opportunity to be himself, be the man, wear the pants, make decisions. You on the other hand, nag him. Want wear the pants. Want take with everything. No, girlfriend. That's why. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I'm left you and gone to she, where you think. I have nothing for you. This a girl over here, so she have morale. Standard. Yes. She got what you don't got.
Your man cheat on you with a less attractive woman, and if so, you might be wondering, why would he cheat on such a beautiful woman such as yourself for something like that? And the truth of the matter is, she stroked his, not that, she stroked his ego to his satisfaction, okay? Here's something you have to understand about many cheating men is they are very insecure and they rely on other women for validation. Now, when he meets a woman that tells him everything that he wants to hear to stroke his ego, and on top of that, he's experiencing problems in his relationship, which makes him feel like a failure, and on top of that, he is very insecure. At that point, it doesn't matter what the woman looks like. For more answers in your dating and relationship life, go ahead and see you in the next one.
Marry somebody he's cool with. He's not going to marry somebody that he likes. Just because I like you don't mean I'm going to marry you. You will not impress him with your looks. Your looks will get him to look, but afterwards he'll look the other way. Because as good as you think you look, there's another lady that looks just as good as you, if not better. Have you ever noticed that there are men who will marry a woman that looks less good because the true beauty in who she is the fact that she challenges him to be a better person? You see, there's not one man in here who will marry a woman just because she looked good and just because she got a nice smile, just because, nah, that's not why he's marrying you. He's marrying you because one day he sat on a bed and he said, this woman makes me want to do something real. This woman makes me want to have kids. This woman makes me want to have a business, have a job, get my money right, get it together. That's what relationship is all about. You see, relationship is not friendship. Friendship.
Why do girls date men that are less attractive than them?
Good morning. I'd like to answer this question. The reason why women date men that are less attractive than them is because they wait for the men to pursue them. This is why I always repeat that the ones who does the first move will always get the upper hand. And most of the men that pursue these women are men that are less attractive than them. Which is why in a study it says that women who does the first move has a bigger chance of dating attractive men. And you know why? because they do the first move to attractive men. And the same rule applies to men. The reason why these men get attractive women is because they do the first move to attractive women. And walang nawawala sa kanila. So yeah, do the first move and go get that lechon.
I have been dating my boyfriend for 4 months now, and I am not attracted to him sexually or otherwise. He was never my type to begin with, but I thought to myself not to be shallow for once and give it a try. I've always had men that were my type and wouldn't settle for less in terms of looks. But this time, my heart melted over his personality and brains, so I thought this is not going to matter in the long run. As a side note, his personality and love for God is amazing. He cares for me, best boyfriend I've ever had in terms of how he treats me. But I can't just stand his face whenever we are together. I'm always angry unnecessarily. When we're having a conversation or he tries to make an attempt to kiss and cuddle me, I get irritated. I can't even hide it anymore, and I don't want to waste his time or my time. The worst is when he's next to me at night. His snoring disgusts me. His body, his smell. It's just too much for me. I am just unhappy whenever we are together or when I'm on FaceTime with him. I have called him and communicated my feelings to him in a polite way, and he understands my feeling, but he has refused to leave me alone. He said we are going to pray about it. He still keeps buying me things that I don't even ask for. Do I stay and risk always being unhappy about lack of attraction, or leave and lose a good man?
You know how many men approach ugly women just to use them? If they, like I said, if they approach you, it's already game. Okay, game on. That's what it is. Because you know that they look too good to be approaching you, and they want something. Okay, there's this chick over here he can't afford, that chick over there he can't afford. So he's going to come to the chick that's less, appealing, to try to get something out of her. He's not trying to take her out of the day to pay. He's not trying to pay her bills. He's trying to seduce her and get her to do things for him. So that's why you have to use this in reverse. Okay. I need my car at the shop. Oh, I got this idea. Oh, I just need this money to get started. Oh, I'm going to give it all to you. Yes, I'm getting my tax return. It's going to make up a big number. It's going to be about this much money, and I'm going to just give you this much right here. But I need to know you're real and you're down and A, B, C, and D.
10s are trash, man. The thing about 10s is they are entitled. They know they're hot. They've been told they're beautiful their whole life. Everyone just gives them whatever they want. Is that the partner you want? You think they're going to pull their weight in the relationship, or are they just going to chill because they're hot and you're going to let them walk all over you? You want like a 7 or 8 that's like underrated, Maybe they grew up in a small town. They don't realize how hot they are. They're going to cook, do the dishes, pull the weight. And I'm not saying every girl's got to cook and do dishes, but you know what I mean. Like, it can't just be, oh, you're a 10. That's all you're bringing to the relationship. And that's how they think a lot of the times. I avoid 10s for sure.
I have a theory. I was on the phone with my friend a couple nights ago, and I was explaining to him that attractive girls are usually more into average looking guys. I was talking about how in general, girls are just more attractive than men, because there's just so many things we can do to make ourselves attractive. We can do our makeup, have good hair, have good style, fillers, boobs, but the list goes on. What can guys change about themselves? I don't know, maybe get a haircut, shave their face, have some cute clothes. And then it got me thinking, girls actually care less about looks than guys do, yet guys are always mad about girls' looks. I probably got 100 comments on a video of guys going off on me about doing my makeup and that I'm insecure. But us girls are always clowned for dating guys who are less attractive than us, but it's because we literally don't care. If we like a guy's personality and they have enough good qualities, if they're not hotter than us, we don't mind. While guys have to date the girl with the fattest ass and brag about it to their friends, we're over here trying to justify he looks cuter in real life, like he's not that ugly in the one picture he has posted on his Instagram. Back to my point, I think the reason that guys are so insecure in relationships and cheat and act up and follow girls on Instagram is because they're genuinely so insecure about their partner, because they know the girl that they're with, every girl they'll be with from now on, she's always going to be more attractive than them, because it's literally just inevitable. And the guys are going to hate this, but deep down they know it's true. But us girls, we don't even think that way. We don't even think we're better than you guys. We literally, he plays a sport. He's a little bit tall. oh, he drives a nice car. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with him. We get so excited over the bare minimum, yet guys, because in their eyes, the prettiest girls ever are in their league because they get attention from those girls. You know, when you date a guy and then you guys break up and everyone's like, oh, thank God, you could do so much better. He was so ugly anyways, girl. But that doesn't even help anything because first of all, you weren't dating him for his looks. Second of all, guys just care about looks more than girls. So like, you know the next guy you date's probably gonna be ugly too. Anyways, I hope I pissed every single guy in the world off with this video because you guys know it's the truth, you just don't want to hear it. And if any guys are watching this video, I hope you took from this that we don't really give a fuck about what you look like. So the least you could do is have a good—
Hey ladies, I want y'all to stop perpetuating this myth that if you date a man who is conventionally unattractive, I think is the nicest way I can put it, then it's gonna make him treat you better. I promise to God it's not. That is the biggest lie that they have sold us thus far. I'm not saying to only date men who are conventionally attractive. I'm just saying don't date ugly men thinking that it's gonna make them treat you better, because it is not. Imagine if you woke up tomorrow with like superpowers, like superhuman strength, like all of a sudden you were able to pick up a 3-story house and just fling it all the way across the football field with no effort. You weren't able to do that yesterday. Now all of a sudden you can. Aren't you gonna test those powers? I'll speak for myself. I'm gonna test the powers. I would be juggling mansions in both of my hands just because I can. I'm just trying to see how much I can do now because I wasn't able to do any of this yesterday. That's the type of effect it's going to have on them. He gonna say, I ain't never been able to pull nobody like this before. I ain't know I had it like that. It must be something special about me. It must be something special about me. So let me see just how much I can do. If I can get her, who else can I get? And if she'll give me a chance, how much is she gonna let me do? Like, all you doing is giving him a huge confidence boost and adding a little extra audacity on him, as if men don't already have enough. So I mean, do what you want to do, but just don't think it's gonna make him treat you any better, because 9 times out of 10 it is not.
Plain Jane females, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't have nothing against y'all, but why is it so hard for us pretty girls to come across a decent guy? It just seems like all the guys, the good guys, always like cuff the plain Jane females.
Hi, I'm not a guy, but I will try and answer. I think the first thing that we have to realize is that the media have actually sold us a lie. As women, they've told us that you need to have this, you need to look like this, your waist is not small enough, your bum is not big enough, you haven't got the right makeup, you don't have the right skincare, your lips are not full enough, your nose is too big. And so what happens is the media, in order to sell products to us women, have lied to us and told us that if you just buy this, then you'll be beautiful. If you just add on this, then you will be beautiful. But what we have to understand is that the difference between the pretty girls or the girls that are made up and the girls that are plain Janes is that the plain Janes did not believe the lie that they need to be more than what they are. So they have focused and they've worked on things that are intangible. They've worked on kindness. They've worked on being a nice person, being giving, being sacrificial. And because they're a good person, they actually get a good guy. And I think the problem with a lot of women that feel that they look like the standard of beauty, or they are pretty, or they're beautiful, is that it actually gets to their head. And so what happens is they don't actually think that they have to do the work of actually being a nice person. These women actually become quite entitled to a good man, entitled to certain treatment. And when they don't get it, they're like, well, why have I done all of this, but she hasn't done anything, but she's got what I actually want? It's because she's not focusing on the things that you're focusing on. And her not getting the attention isn't affecting her self-esteem, nor is she looking at herself like, oh, how come he doesn't like me? She's actually secure in herself because she hasn't based a whole self-worth based on what she looks like and her appearance. And I think that's what the pretty 2023 girls need to pay attention to going forward, is pretend that you're ugly. What more do you have to offer this world apart from your looks? And I think if you start there, you will attract the person that is not superficial and is not shallow, because people who only care about their image will attract people that only care about their image. And when guys only care about their image, they don't care about you.
Did they say that the prettiest girls get with the ugliest guys? Bro. Or like girls like a little bit of ugly in their guy? What's up with that?
I think it's because like the girl is so like satisfied and content with their looks.
Yeah.
They're not looking for that in another guy. But if you're not really satisfied with your looks and confident, then you kind of look for that in another guy.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what I
See,
think.
that makes sense.
There's no way that a girl is so hot
Yeah.
that she'll go for a less looking.
Wait, I kind of believe it
I don't
though.
think she'll purposely go for a less like
Yeah.
good looking guy, but it's like, oh, I like his personality, all this, and he happens to not be that cute, but it's
Yeah.
fine. Also, like guys that are not as attractive to the level that like the girl is,
Yeah.
obviously he's putting a lot more work in.
See, that's why my standards are so high. Because I see those couples, bro. A
Yeah,
10
yeah,
out
yeah.
of 10 girl.
Yeah, and you're like, who
with
the
like
fuck?
a 6, 7 out of 10 guy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, dude, I can do the same thing.
Let's go, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go, baby.
So like,
Then open the car door for her.
yeah,
Yeah, you do gotta pull out all the stops.
Bro, you
though.
say that every episode.
You do.
Maybe one of these days. I'll do
you
that.
better try it.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play.